Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we have moved to tutorial 8 of the MySQL playlist. So we will continue with the playlist, and till now we have completed the many queries. You can say aggregate functions, group by functions, nested queries, SQL queries, aggregate functions, group by clause, having clause, joins, constraints. So in the constraint part, we discussed about different constraints like you can say primary key, not null, unique, default, check, foreign key. So these all the primary key which we learned, and I think I taught all these queries, the constraints in the tutorial 6. So if you haven't watched that tutorial, please have a look at that tutorial first, and then you can come and watch this tutorial, okay? Because this tutorial would be linked to the tutorial. Like I will again show you how to like implement constraints, how to alter them, how to drop them, okay? So that's why I'm saying, if you haven't watched it, please watch tutorial 6, then come to this tutorial, okay? So basically the agenda of this video, that we will discuss how to add constraints, how to drop constraints. In the previous tutorial, we just learned how to create or how to create different constraints. Okay, so now we can also work like how can we alter the constraints, how can we drop, how can we add them. Okay, and like if I create in a table and I forget that, oh, I need to give a primary key to this column. Okay, so if you are facing that issue, then you can use alter. Like if I created a table example, I created a table student, okay, and in the student table there is a column which is roll number, okay. So you know that roll number is unique for every student. It can't be same for two or more students, okay. So it is the primary key of your column, but during the creation of the table, you forget to like give primary key to your roll number column, okay. And so if you forget to do it, you can add primary key to that column roll number using alter, okay. And we already studied about alter. Like alter, we can use alter to add something. You can say drop or you can say modify, okay. And it is a ddl command, okay, data definition language. So let's begin this video. So first we need to create a database. And guys, many people have answered me the answer of the assignments on my LinkedIn account, and many of them are right. Okay, so you are doing great. You are learning things very well. Okay, so in the end of this video, also I will try to give one assignment so that you can practice it, and you can do hands-on with me. Okay, so now let's begin. Create database and DRT. Okay, then use. And guys, please, if you are watching this video, do coding, like do all these things in your own command line client. Okay, if you are watching the video and you are understanding everything, but like after 1 or 2 weeks you will forget everything, okay. If you are not practicing, if you are not doing hands-on on MySQL, then it's like it is of no use. Like if you are just watching and understanding, try to implement all these queries in your own system, see the output, how the output are coming, okay. And if you are like, if you want to practice it from like Geeks for Geeks, there are many other sites, okay. So then also you can practice from that sites also, but just try to practice more and more queries, okay. So let's begin. Use drt. Then we need to create a table. Say create table drt1, okay, drt1. Then you can give name. I will say first name varchar. And when you are creating table, don't use the previous tables which are already created. Like I have created many tables in my previous videos, but I am not using any of them, so that I could get a good practice on the basic part also, okay. Otherwise, if you are using again and again the table which is already created, you will forget the basic things like how I need to insert values, how I need to create a table, okay. So that's why I'll always show you the creation part also. Then you can give the data type varchar 20, okay. then I can give like marks integer. Then you can give the column which is a primary key, which is roll number. So guys, we know that roll number is a primary key column, okay, because it is unique for every value and it will uniquely identify all your rows, all your records in your table. But let's say I forget to give primary key in the roll number column, okay, I will add it afterwards. So that's what I'm showing you. Roll number int, you can say what else, like state varchar, and you want that your state column should not contain any of the null values, okay. Let's see. Okay, then you can see query, okay. Okay, so you can see here that I have not given primary key during the creation part. So if I see my table, you can see drt1. So you can see primary key is not here available. So but I want that my roll number column should act as a primary key. So how can we do that? So you can use alter command, alter table. Then we write table name is drt, and then you need to write primary key and which column you want as your primary key. Okay, I want roll number. So just give that column in brackets, and if I run this, you can see query, okay. And if I run this again, if I display my table, so now you can see primary key available here. So this is how you can add constraints, you can drop constraints of your primary key values. So let's say that I want to drop my primary key, okay, I want that my roll number should not act as a primary key. So how can you do that? Or before, if I want to say that I want like my multiple columns to be a primary key, so let's do that also. Like if I say with roll number I also want what say marks. So let's see the output. So it will give error. So what is the error? Because the error is giving, you already know that primary key is unique and it should be only one in a table. Like we can't have multiple primary keys in our table. Okay. So this is a very important point, that we can't have more than one primary key in our table. Okay, if you give multiple primary keys, it will throw error. Okay, and the second point is that primary key should never contain null values. It does not accept null values strictly. Okay, so remember these two things are important. Like if we create two tables, the primary key which is your in your first table, it can act as a foreign key in your second table, but it can't, like you can't create two primary keys in one table only. Okay, this is what I am saying. So I will write also these points. These points are important for exams also. First point, I am saying that there can't be two primary keys in one table. Okay, which means that multiple primary keys are not allowed. You can say that multiple primary keys in a single table is not allowed. Okay, so this is the important point. You should remember this, that a primary key in a table is only a single key. It is unique and it would be only a one column. It can't be multiple. So this is the point what I'm saying. Multiple, spelling mistake. And the second point I was saying that it's again it's multiple. Okay, so the second point I was saying was that your primary key column would not accept any null values. Okay, So this is the second point what I am saying to you. Okay, so it will not accept null values. And the third point, you can say that primary key will only consist, you can say consist of only single row, or you can say multiple columns. So this is some points. So this is some important points about primary key. You should remember all these points. And these are also frequently asked in HR interviews. They directly ask that explain some key points about primary key constraint. So you can give these 3 points. Okay. So let's say like if I want to drop my primary key, how can I do that? You can again use alter table. Your table name is drt1. Just write drop and just give primary key. And if we run this, you can see query okay. If I again want to see my table how it is looking now, is the primary key dropped or not? So you can see no primary keys available. Okay. So this is how we can alter primary key. We can add it, we can drop it. Okay. So these are some steps. So now we can move to the not null constraint. So a important point about not null constraint is that not null, you can't drop not null, or you can't add it, or you can't add it after the table has been created. Okay, so this is an important point, that we can't drop not null, neither can add values. We can just only modify it. We can only modify it. Okay, this is an important point. We can only modify it. So with the help of alter command, okay, so we already know that the not null constraint is used to ensure that a given column or a table, you can say, is never assigned the null values. So that column or row can't accept null values. That's why we use not null. And an important point which I have written, which means that like once a not null constraint has been defined for a particular column, you can't insert or update operation. Okay, that attempts. So I want to say that when a table is created, and if you are not, like if you have not added not null value, after the table creation part you can't add it. Like the way which we add the primary key, we can't use the same way in not null. It can't be added or dropped. Okay, and if we do that, like if we try to add the not null constraint, or we try to drop it using alter, so then it will place a null value in that column. Okay, it will place a null value. And I will also show you what I am saying actually. So let's begin to it. So if I say alter table drt1 add not null. So if we run this, we just need to provide the column name. So this is what I am saying. When I wrote alter table drt1 add not null marks, it will throw an error. You have in your error because we can't add the not null values. But if I altered again my table drt1 and add I primary key, so I added a primary key on my marks column, it has been successfully executed. You can say query okay. So this is what I want to say, that after a table has been created, you can add or drop the primary key constraint, but you can't drop or add your not null constraint. You can just modify it, and I will also show you how you can modify your constraint. So yeah, you can see it is working. When we wrote alter table add or drop on not null constraint, it was giving error. It was throwing an error. But I told you that we can modify the not null constraint. So what I did, I wrote alter table, the table name, modify first name, and I modified varchar not null. So I have given not null value to my first name column. But previously it was not containing it. Okay. So if I write this, so yeah, you can see null is no here. Okay, because it cannot accept null values. So this is what I have given. First name can't accept null values. So you can always modify your not null constraint, but we can't alter or drop it. Okay. So this is an important point. And if I say that alter table brt1 modify, what is you want to modify, like alter table modify last name not null, and you need to again give the data type, which is varchar, limit is 20. Okay, always give limit. And if I run this, let's see the output. Again you can see query okay, and if I run again this dsc drt1, so you can again see it is also giving no. So it also can't accept null values. And you can also see primary key column is coming in marks column. I just showed you the example that how can we add, but marks can't act as a primary key column in your table, because roll number would be unique for every student, or you can say every entity. So it will only identify, or you can say, your records or columns, rows uniquely. So you can only give primary key to roll number. So I will again drop it, alter table. You can see drop, because we want our roll number should act as a primary key column. Alter table drop. You can say primary key, and if alter table drop primary key, if I run this alter table drop, okay, I forget to give the column, the table name drt1, and if we run this, hopefully it should run. Yeah, it is running. And then now I want first see the table again. Let's first verify that is the column, like is my primary key dropped from marks column or not. So you can see it is not appearing. And now I again want that my roll number column should act as a primary key. So again alter table, table name is drt1, add primary key, and the column which you want as your primary key is roll number. So just give roll number, and if I give a semicolon, yeah, query okay. And if I want to see that is my roll number column is acting as a primary key or not, so you can see primary key available at roll number. So it is your primary key, and it will uniquely identify all the records in your table. So guys, in this video we discussed about how can we alter, like how can we add, drop, or modify our constraints using the alter command. How can we drop them? Okay, so this is all for this video. So now comes the most important and the most exciting part of my video, which is the assignment for you. So the assignment is, tell me about tell me difference in, you can say, difference between the columns. Tell me difference between truncate and you can say delete. Okay, so I have already told you both the commands how to execute it. You can watch my previous tutorials. I have taught everything to you. You just need to see my videos, and then after watching all the videos, you just need to comment in my comment box, or you can pin me on my LinkedIn profile and tell me the answer of this question. And the second question is, tell difference between the varchar data type and char data type. Okay, so these both are very easy questions. I expect answers from you, and there would be, like, I know that there would be different answers. All people think very differently, so no problem. I just want that you all people attempt these both questions and give me the answers. Okay, so again, you can, you can also implement these queries in your SQL command line client, and then you can create a table, and then you should perform both the operations, delete and truncate, and then see what is the difference between the output. Then try to understand that what is happening, and then just try to comment me. Okay, and you can, if you have any queries till now, till my 8 tutorials, you can ask me on my profile or you can comment. Okay, no problem. So this is all for this video. Till then, take care and bye bye, and please like and subscribe my channel. Okay, so bye bye.